If nobody's watching TNA, are they really canceled? Welcome to Rocky Top Wrestling. Hey everybody, welcome to Rocky Top Wrestling Review. This is your host, Bobby Mack. I wanted to say hello to everyone out there. Welcome to another episode of the Rocky Top Wrestling Review Show. Glad you have joined us here. Something I always forget to do is plug where you can find us. Obviously, if you're listening, if you're watching this, then you know Rocky Top Wrestling is on YouTube.com at rTw Reviews. That's right, on YouTube at rTw Reviews. You can find us on the Twitter, as Chris Jericho would say, at Twitter at rTw Reviews. That's right, again, rTw Reviews. That's rTw Reviews. And finally, you can find us on the Facebook. That's right, you don't want to miss out on Facebook. Do you have a Facebook? Is there anybody in the world that doesn't have a Facebook? Anyway, you find us on Facebook at Rocky Top Wrestling Reviews. That's right, Rocky Top Wrestling Reviews on Facebook. So now that we've got all the cheap plugs out of the way, you know where to find us other than here on YouTube. Let's jump into some news. Big news coming out of TNA land. That's right, TNA still exists for those of you that did not know that. TNA is still out there, still pumping and going and putting out bad products, even though I did hear the TV is getting a little bit better. Big news this week from TNA is apparently Destination America, who TNA has signed a 2-year contract with to produce their shows, to show their shows, to house their shows. TNA is being dumped by Destination America, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. That is the source of this news. TNA has denied, well, they haven't really denied it, but they have said if anybody reports on it, that they are going to sue them for defamation because it's hurting their business. I think what's hurting their business is bad writing. And the overall stories of the show. But hey, who am I? I'm just the internet guy that they're going to sue for saying they've been thrown off the network. Destination America has not yet made a comment about it. From what I understand, this report that's out there on the internet right now says that there was a letter sent out to all of Destination America's employees, and those are the ones that say that TNA has been canceled moving forward. So what does this mean for TNA if it is true? One, it means they're not on a crappy network anymore that nobody has or that people can find. The other thing, I guess it's just another opportunity. You know, if it is true, and I'm thinking it is true because Wrestling Observer, my hair is really bothering me right there. The Wrestling Observer is usually a pretty accurate website. So I'm really surprised if it wouldn't be true, but if it is true, you know, TNA just needs to pack up their bags and find another network. You know, I'm sure, you know, it sounds a lot easier than what it is, but, you know, go out there and shop the show around. Try to figure out, you know, what they can do, where they can do it. From what I understand, people that do see the show says that it's gotten better. What does that really mean? To me, You know, that's like the smartest kid on a short bus. You know, the shows have gotten better. They could not get any worse. I promise you. The shows that I saw before they left Spike TV were awful. And I've got, you know, I know Matt Hardy. I think he's an awesome guy. He's a great worker. He's a pretty cool guy when he comes to town. I talk to him and hang out. You know, I've hung out with him once or twice. Well, no, once. Right? Once. Yeah, I don't want to brag. I hung out with him once. Got us tickets for Dollywood. But anyway, also I got him tickets for Busch Gardens too. Huh. All right. Anyway, so anyway, TNA, you know, the workers that are there, they've got some talented workers down there. Have I seen the new guys lately? No. But I know the veterans that they have are definitely veterans that any major federation, let's say there's only one major federation, WWE, could definitely use. You know, even though WWE is doing a fabulous job now, we'll talk about later on with Samoa Joe coming in, as well as Rhino's working at NXT now as well, you know, helping out their teams. But, you know, TNA has dropped the ball. Is it time for them just to give up and sell out? I don't know. I asked this question to 3 Count Thursday, another podcast, last night. Is there any value in WWE purchasing TNA? You know, mainly I would think, you know, for the library rights. I don't know. I don't know if there's been that much, that many classic matches in TNA. You know, it would be nice for career retrospective DVDs, you know, when it comes to Sting, or if they do want a Kurt Angle, the Hardy Boys, the Dudleys. You know, there's, you know, even Hogan, you know, you could add some stuff from TNA, you know, as brief as it might have been, to that. If they own the library, you know, it's more footage for the WWE Network. My other idea that I think would add some value is, what if the WWE Network sold time to TNA on the network? And I'm not saying, you know, prime time special or, you know, anything like that. I'm not even saying put them on demand. But what if they gave them, you know, a time slot, like a, you know, 10 p.m. time slot on the WWE Network? Help drive the traffic for TNA, help you know, drive the traffic to the WWE Network as well. You know, I think WWE could really, you know, I think they're kind of missing out on a couple things when it comes to the network. And I'm not, you know, I'm not a TV guy or anything. I'm just an idiot fan, and you guys can disagree with me or not. I'm sure most of you will agree that I am an idiot. But the thing I would see with WWE Network is, why not sell some airtime to some indie promotions? And I'm not saying, again, prime time, you know, time slot. I'm saying give it to them, you know, in the infomercial times. You know, give it to them from 11 p.m. until, you know, 5 a.m. And let indie promotions put on their shows, get on there. Of course, you know, WWE can censor whatever they want to censor. But that way wrestling, you know, can gain a little bit more ground again. You know, I think it would help TNA, or I'm sorry, help WWE out as well. They could grow a little bit more with their farming system. You know, obviously, there's some indie feds out there that they haven't discovered yet. Well, there's some talents out there. Jason the Gift Kincaid from, you know, here in, well, he's from West Virginia, but Oak Hill, West Virginia. You know, you got Chase Owens, a former NWA junior heavyweight champion. And, you know, there's definitely potential guys out there that maybe WWE has overlooked, and maybe by selling some time to the indie feds, they make a little extra cash, you know, from the indie feds, as well as they get, you know, a chance to scout more guys and girls. You know, let's give divas a chance. And the only divas I'm going to give a chance are the Ring Geeks podcast. So make sure you check out the Ring Geeks podcast. Those girls deserve a chance. So give the Ring Geeks a chance. So we'll be back in just a few moments with some more Rocky Top Wrestling reviews. So NXT Unstoppable Takeover, whatever they want to call it, this week happened. I'm watching it right now. It's like Steen and Zayn. What's going on? Oh my God, Samoa Joe! Of course, that's the big news coming out of WWE, coming out of NXT. Samoa Joe has made his debut. What a week for debuts. What a week for WWE. When it comes to professional wrestling debuts, of course, you had Monday Night Raw where Kevin Steen had come out. I'm sorry, Kevin Owens now. Kevin Owens came out on Monday Night Raw and challenged John Cena, attacked John Cena, put John Cena down, as well as stepped on the United States Championship. It was such a great segment. Man, it was such a great segment. When Cena goes, and I'm sure everybody on the internet was exploding on this one, when Cena says, "Let me give you some veteran advice," and Owens interrupts him and says, "I am the veteran. I've been wrestling for 15 years. I've been doing this longer than you. I don't need your advice." Oh my God, Kevin Owens. Just phenomenal mic work on that part. As well as, then you've got the next night, or 2 nights later, you got NXT doing their Unstoppable show, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, on the network for only $9.99. And Samoa Joe makes his return to professional wrestling, makes his debut in the WWE. Of course, he left the sinking ship that we talked about earlier, TNA Impact, and he has joined the WWE. So that to me is almost a little surprising, because WWE has made it very clear that they are not interested in any of TNA's product, any of their performers. But to bring in Samoa Joe, obviously they were interested. I think they've still dropped the ball on not looking at AJ Styles, or not bringing AJ Styles in, or not being able to make a deal with AJ Styles. But Samoa Joe, let's see what he's going to be able to do on NXT. Let's see what he's going to do maybe going up to the WWE roster. NXT, I haven't seen the whole show yet for Unstoppable. I've only seen parts of it. I'm not a real big NXT viewer, although I only hear great things about NXT. I really need to settle down and start watching the show more, because every time I do watch it, it's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal in-ring work. The way it's produced is great. The audience there is phenomenal. The audience for NXT is just absolutely off the hook phenomenal. It does remind me a lot of ECW in the fan participation. Obviously, the guys work a different style than ECW, thankfully. The matches are a lot better than ECW. But the feel of the arena, the feel of the fans that are there, very ECW-esque. So it seems like, NXT has moved on from being a training ground, being a farm league, if you will, to becoming a third brand. And actually, I'd say a second brand. When you got WWE, Raw and SmackDown have the same performers on every week, but then you've got this NXT, which is just, it's honestly, it's almost like its own federation now, its own company. So keep doing what they're doing is phenomenal. Do I know much about Samoa Joe? I don't really. I've seen some of his work for ROH. I saw a little bit in TNA, but again, I'm not a TNA fan or supporter. So I'm excited to see what this Samoa Joe is all about, and I'm really excited to keep watching NXT and see what it's all about. So with that, we're going to do a couple more segments, I think. I'm looking for a producer, even though he's right here. But anyway, we'll be back in just a few moments with more Rocky Top Wrestling Review. Well, I guess that's all I really had to say today. So thanks for watching Rocky Top Wrestling Reviews. We really do appreciate you coming to our page here on the YouTube channel. That's right, youtube.com, rTw Reviews. Please keep checking us out. We'd love to hear some comments or read some comments, and don't forget to press that like button down at the bottom. We definitely need some likes on there, as well as hitting us up on our Twitter machine, our Twitter account at rTw Reviews. That's rTw REVIEWS. And for more information, to find our shows and stuff like that, you can join us on our Facebook page. You can like our Facebook page. That's Rocky Top Wrestling Reviews on Facebook. So don't forget to check us out on Rocky Top Wrestling Reviews on Facebook, on Twitter, rTw REVIEWS, and the youtube.com, rTw REVIEWS. Thanks a lot for listening and watching, everybody. This has been Rocky Top Wrestling Reviews. I am Bobby Mack. We will see you again sometime in the future.